Yo, what's up everybody, Mike from Reviews. Today, we're going to look at the NFL Divisional Round. The NFL Wildcard Weekend is over. Super Wildcard Weekend has come to an end, and all of the NFL Divisional Round games are set. That means out of all 32 teams trying to win a Super Bowl, only 8 teams remain in their quest to get a Super Bowl victory. So starting things off, we have the first game in the NFC. The Packers as the 1 seed against the Los Angeles Rams. This game obviously takes place in Green Bay, as the Packers, they had a huge win this weekend against nobody. Packers, easy bye week, got to rest up, and now they're going to be prepared to face the Los Angeles Rams. Now, the Los Angeles Rams, so Jared Goff didn't start the game, but then he came in after an injury to the quarterback and still won. It blows my mind. I'm not sure. Jared Goff obviously didn't look 100%, but still, he came in, he looked decent enough to play. I don't know what happened with Los Angeles. I definitely like Green Bay's odds in this game. I'm not predicting this video. That video is coming out later, so make sure you subscribe right now. But we're just previewing this game. The Packers have a really good offense. We all know what Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams have been doing all season. Their connection has been great. Aaron Jones, his last season as a Packer, most likely, he's definitely going to step up in this game against the Los Angeles Rams defensive line. The Rams defense, though, the Packers offense, definitely the best in the NFC, but the Rams defense is getting up there. The Rams defensive line was without Aaron Donald for the second half of that game against Seattle, and they were able to pressure Russell Wilson like nobody else. And the Seahawks offensive line might not be great, but the Rams were able to get a ton of pressure on him without Aaron Donald. Now, I don't know the severity of Aaron Donald's injury, which could be a key factor for the Rams defense if they want any chance against the Packers, but this is going to be a great matchup of a really good offense against a really good defense. One thing to keep in mind, I haven't really seen anybody stop Aaron Rodgers this year, so it's going to be tough. When you weigh offense versus defense, which one has the advantage? I haven't really seen this offense, give up that much leeway this season. And the Rams defense without Aaron Donald, that might be brutal. Is Jared Goff playing this game? I would assume so. Is John Wolford alive? I don't know. Hopefully he's okay. Then we have the Buccaneers against the Saints. The Saints dominated the Chicago Bears. It was a one-sided game. The Saints handled business and eliminated Chicago. I kind of assumed that Chicago would lose. They didn't really have that great of a game. 2 of the wide receivers weren't even playing. It was a brutal loss. Now, the Saints defense played very well, contained David Montgomery, which is good to see. I was concerned that David Montgomery might have a huge game, but he did not. And the Saints offense, I haven't been that high on the Saints offense at all season long, and they were still able to play above my expectations against the Chicago Bears and its strong defense. So now the Saints face off against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Another home game for the New Orleans Saints, and this one's going to be a little bit tougher than the Chicago Bears. The Buccaneers offense has been really good all season long, especially towards the later half. Mike Evans is healthy. I was concerned that he was going to be injured, but he still looks good. He had a good game against Washington. Now, Washington's defense, they didn't play great against Tyler Heineke, but he had a good game. What I'd like to see from Tampa Bay, they put up 31 points against Washington. Washington has a really good pass rush, and they still were able to move the ball, similar to how I think it's going to go against the New Orleans Saints. The Saints have a really good defense. Buccaneers offense really good. It's not as good as the Packers, so that's a different story. But the Buccaneers still can move the ball pretty easily with all their wide receiver threats and Tom Brady. So are they going to be able to move the ball against the Saints? That's a key thing to watch for in this game. Something else to note, this is not the first time these teams have played each other. The Buccaneers played in the Metrodome the first game of the season, where they lost 34-23. Now, nobody expected Tom Brady in his first game with the Buccaneers to beat the New Orleans Saints, including me. So whatever, they lost 34-23, no big deal. And then we get to the later part of the season, where they have a rematch against New Orleans, and this time it's in Tampa Bay. What happens? I say, you know what? I think the Saints are probably still going to win this game, but I think it'll be a lot closer. And the Saints destroy the Buccaneers in Tampa Bay. They beat the Buccaneers 38-3 in a brutal smackdown. It was embarrassing for Tampa Bay, and I believe that game was on Sunday Night Football because I'm pretty sure it was primetime. The Buccaneers got embarrassed. They want their revenge. They're 0-2 against the Saints this season, and Tom Brady has not beaten them this year. I am not sure who's going to win this game, but all I know is that the Saints are 2-0 against this team this year, and things are heading in the right direction for that team down in New Orleans. Buccaneers, on the other hand, they have a tough one against the New Orleans Saints. It seems like they have to get their act together as they're going 0-2 in the regular season. And then we go to the AFC side of things. Now, the Buffalo Bills play the Baltimore Ravens. Now, the Ravens beat the Tennessee Titans in what I would consider an upset. I thought the Titans were going to be a pretty good team in the playoffs, but instead, Lamar Jackson, the Ravens, That 4-game win streak where they beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, they beat the Browns, they beat the Giants and the Bengals. I thought that was just kind of some fake hype because they were all really bad teams. But instead, they went into the playoffs. Lamar Jackson looked good, over 100 yards rushing, basically. He was insane. And you know what? They got the job done. The defense held Derrick Henry to under 100 yards rushing, which is something not many defenses can say. And the Ravens should be proud of that. They have a lot of momentum in the playoffs, 5 games in a row, and they're playing the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are a really good offense. They remind me of the Packers. That's why I'm kind of rooting for Bills-Packers in the Super Bowl. 2 really good offenses. Bills have a solid defense. Now, are the Buffalo Bills going to be able to contain Lamar Jackson? That's kind of one of the biggest things of this game. The Titans were doing a pretty good job containing Lamar Jackson until things got a little sketchy there, where their defense started playing a little bit worse against Lamar. And I think the Bills are going to do a good job containing Lamar Jackson. And I also think the Bills are going to be able to move the ball with ease. Now, the Bills against the Colts, their offense wasn't really as dynamic as usual. Things started off a little slow, but eventually they got into their groove and they basically controlled most of the second half of that game. The Bills, their offense does whatever they want to. The Ravens, I'm still not 100% convinced. I haven't seen enough out of their passing game. I think the Bills definitely win this game in terms of matchup, but in terms of predictions, you'll have to wait and see who I choose. And the second game in the AFC, we have the Cleveland Browns against the Chiefs. Now, the Chiefs, they've been sitting here all night. The Chiefs have been so confused. The Chiefs have had no idea who they've been playing. This bye week, they probably have been... They couldn't have studied any teams because the Chiefs have no idea who they would have been playing because guess what? The Browns upset the Steelers in a commanding victory. I don't know how the Browns did it. I don't know how the Browns even honestly made the playoffs, the 3rd team in the AFC North to do that. But hey, Browns and Ravens both moving on to the divisional games. I'm not sure how. The Browns destroyed Pittsburgh. I guess they had a turnover bug or something. The Steelers rested their starters on a bye week, and they still lost the game to Cleveland. And now the Browns are tasked with beating the Kansas City Chiefs, the number 1 team in the AFC who had a bye week. Now, although the Chiefs may not have been the hottest team in Week 17 in the NFL, their offense still is a huge threat. They're a powerhouse team, and the Chiefs' offense is something to be scared of. The Browns' offense, although they did dominate Pittsburgh, and they do have one of the best running back rooms in the league, Jarvis Landry is having a great year. We all know the Baker Mayfield cycle. Play good, do bad, play good, do bad. Which Baker Mayfield are we going to get? I don't know. The Browns they basically just lost to the Jets a few weeks ago in a game that could have been a must-win game for them. So am I going to choose the Kansas City Chiefs? I mean, the Chiefs almost just lost to the Falcons too if Younghoe Koo didn't miss a field goal. So I think Browns versus Chiefs is actually going to be a better game than expected, but I definitely think the Chiefs are going to be favored just because their offense is super dynamic. I feel people are going to feel more confident in the Chiefs than they are in the Browns. So those are all the divisional matchups. Just to recap, we have Packers versus Rams, Saints versus Buccaneers, Ravens versus Bills, and Chiefs versus Browns. All right, those are all the matchups. Those predictions are coming very soon. Make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications. Thanks for watching.